still choose to only feature one body type in efforts to keep people feeling like they need to do more and they need to keep opening up their wallets, I need to keep living up to this expectation, that's war. That's like really dark.
Yeah.
That's intentionally giving people issues to capitalize on it.
I know you say like you're like not an influencer by nature, even though you're crushing it. And I kind of get that sense from you that like, you know that you have to do it, but that your love is music and just like the fucking art and the making of it and the creativity of it.
Right.
It's not the being out there and everyone knowing you and all that.
No, I actually feel pretty awkward in a lot of these like hype house type settings. I don't like know, I feel old and like I don't know exactly how to engage.
Are you
with
26
people.
and you feel old?
Well, like these kids are like, some of them are like 15, 16.
Look down on them.
Like,
Don't feel old. Look
they're
down
good at
upon
they're
them.
great at what they do.
Of course
like,
they are, but don't make yourself look down upon them.
I just don't know
you
about
know
the,
more. You've had more
I'm
life.
Your elder.
Yes, you've written more songs. You've had more time.
Definitely written more songs.
That's what I'm saying.
I've spent years out here on a publishing deal writing for the influencers who wanted to like start music careers.
Yeah.
But the most influencery, it started with parodies of songs and really like songs from other people's perspective. So like I find like the mama's perspective in Bohemian Rhapsody, or like Stacy's mom's perspective, like a lot of
really
funny. Like Long Island Mother type of like my mom and
Jesse's girl.
Yeah, Jesse's girl. Yeah, we exactly from the boys' perspective, right? And then like eventually, I kind of just got bored with it and started posting my fingers crossed. Hopefully, this original song works and people still care, which was the real dream come true.
Yep.
And then from that point on, I had really, really like bottled up my inner cringe and cheesy tongue-in-cheek pun style of writing lyrics. I'm like a lyricist primarily. And because my whole life I've been told that it was like, this is so cheesy. You cannot write this in a song. You can't say Victoria was made up by a dude. Like that's not cool, right? And I was trying to be cool for my entire life. And then when I realized like people actually would watch if I was not that, trying to be cool and just doing what I liked, then that was really an eye-opening thing for me in the last 3 years, because I realized I could actually make money being me, and that's the coolest thing in the world. So
yeah,
you guys rock for giving me that. It's not for everyone, but it's like it's a really cool space to be in.
Yeah, that sounds like true success to me, is you getting to do what's authentically you.
Yeah.
And not trying to be something.
Right. And I'm not trying to be like too musical or too introspective, or like repeat the same word over and over with a big drop in a song. Was never the writer I was.
Yeah.
But I was really ridiculed for it for a lifetime.
Wow.
Like since I've been writing songs since I was like 13, really.
Wow.
12 or 13, and like ever since the beginning of that, like I love writing. I loved writing in school. Like,
when did you start playing piano?
Even younger than that. I loved it because it was fun. I could like perform for my cousins. I was that kid, like the one, the TikTok trend where it's like, if you did a play for your family on the holidays, you have issues now. And I was like, hey,
facts.
It me. Forever. I started really like playing when I realized it was a very convenient tool to be able to have an instrument, even if you're not great at it, because I taught myself and I have terrible technique. But even if you're not, it's just a tool to write songs, and it's a tool to gig out and go play open mics and go play at bars and stuff like that. I was like sneaking into bars to make money and play with like a bucket of singles, like when I was very young, just to get started and get people to hear my music. So I needed to learn it. Otherwise, I'd have to take that money and try to hire my friends to play behind me. And then I'd just end up in the hole. So I learned it to be able to fend for myself in the business. So
smart. And where'd you grow up?
New York and Jersey, like a little bit of both. I was born at Brooklyn, Long Island for like half of my life. And then eventually Dirty Jersey. We got Beast Coast.
When'd you come out to LA?
I think I've been out here for almost 7 years now. Which is kind of crazy. Yeah. Weird to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you miss New York?
A lot. I miss it once the seasons, like like fall.
Yeah.
I like the weather changes, and I like the pace.
Yeah.
I find that aside from today, editing TikToks in the car, I'm like weirdly punctual in LA. People are like, "You're early." I'm like, "Wait, I'm 30 minutes late. How is this early?"
Yeah.
It's a different pace and speed and a different kind of honesty.
Yeah.
It was a huge adjustment. I'm sure you know. Like, I mean,
I've been here.
Yeah, you've been here, but to come from the East Coast and like when you go out in New York, people, if they don't like you, just be like, I don't fuck with you.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to move on to that conversation. You're like, dope. I don't fuck with you either. So I'm going to, whatever. And it's no hard feelings.
Yeah. There's an efficiency to it.
Yeah.
Like there's an efficiency to that of just like,
right.
I don't like you. It's all good. We're moving on.
Yeah.
Like
there's a bigger heartbreak in being led on.
Exactly.
I mean, I've had so many, are we best friends? Oh my God, we're best friends. But it's a lot of the social scene in proper like Hollywood is, what can you offer me and what can I offer you? And if nothing, like I got to move on to this. It's all like networking as opposed to just vibing until you find your circle. Exactly. It was a lot more work to find my circle out here than New York. So
I believe that.
Yeah.
I do love New York for, I mean, I'm LA. I don't think I'll ever live in New York.
Yeah.
But
maybe a place, maybe a little condo.
Yeah, I'd like to go like spend time there. But I got to go there a couple years back for a premiere, and I was just there a couple days. And man, I needed it because I'd been in LA, I mean, a long time, and I hadn't been traveling much. And LA is so much time in your own head because you're like driving so much, or you're at your place, you're going A to B. There's no public transit. You're not walking places. So you're driving A to B, and then once you're done socializing there, then you're driving back and you're in your car and you're in your head. And that just got a bit too much. And then I got to New York, and it was like healing to just be there for 4 days, because every time I'm not in my dingy, tiny little hotel room that I got, as soon as you walk out the door, you're with the entire city.
It's like a pulse.
Yeah, you are in the world. So you're not just in your head. You got to be present, aware.
Totally. Wow.
You're engaging with people. It's moving fast. You're walking places. You're subwaying places. Like, I love that. I love it. There's something grounding about it.
Yeah, it's almost like the same. It's like it's meditative. Like it's almost the same thing as when you do dishes and you're like, okay, my hands are doing something. My mind is like totally clear, and I'm like back in. I'm compartmentalizing. Like out here, you're right. I didn't even think about the traffic element and how that could have an emotional toll on people, because I do think that is a big thing.
Well, you just end up in your head, whether you're stressed about traffic or not. You're alone in your little box.
With your thoughts.
You're sitting there with your thoughts.
It's our own little pandemics every time you're like in traffic on the 101. Like, you're like, oh God, what am I doing with my life? Like,
exactly.
I know the amount of times. It's so crazy. I never thought about it that way, but the amount of times I've talked myself out of my gut feeling in traffic about like a song. The amount of times I've convinced myself a song isn't good.
You overthought it. I
overthought it and then decided not to put it out. It's always in the car, actually, I think.
Yeah, it's why one of the reasons I love podcasts is I try and I try and fill the space with the podcast talking, and let me just focus on that so I don't go down the rabbit hole of my own mind.
If you're in your car right now, I hope you are not talking yourself out of your dreams, but listening to us.
Exactly.
We're great.
Let us talk you into your dreams.
Yeah, you're doing great.
Or let us talk you into supporting our dreams.
Oh my God, what are we? What is like the guy that Gary Vee? We're like Gary Vee.
Yeah.
Is that I don't know who Gary. I've never listened to a single Gary Vee podcast.
You gotta have him on. You gotta do a Gary Vee
We're like
song.
one of those money guys. They give away things and talk inspirationally.
But yeah, I really I've had to try and rebel against my own mind in the car, and either use it for like positive affirmation thinking or manifesting thinking, like what do I want? What am I moving towards? What do I want it to feel like?
Yeah.
Or just fill it with fucking other people talking.
We call it positive delusion. Like I still think back to. It's actually really funny. I keep trying to find that spark of like how confident and delusional I was when the first TikTok, Stacey's mom from Stacey's mom's perspective. I mean, I've been trying to break through in music with singing for my entire life, and then on TikTok trying for a year, right? And flopping.
Right.
And like how delusional I was when I woke up to the view count going up like insanely, screaming around the apartment, and then when I like had gone out to drinks with my friends that night, I was like, oh no, it's like no, this is what is happening now. Like,
It's
this is,
done.
I am not going to stop, and I'm going to keep moving. And this is how I'm going to get people to hear my original songs. And I was laughed at, like, like, they were like, everybody has a viral video on TikTok, dude. It's like random. It happens. Good luck. And in my mind, it just went, like, I was so delusional.
Good.
They were right. I mean,
But you have
truth.
proved to be right.
It's a cool level of delusion. It's like almost
good delusion.
It is. It's manifesting it.
Well,
So
all anyone pursuing an artistic vision, you
Right.
have to be a little delusional,
right,
because reality says probably not.
right,
Like, if you just focus on cold facts, it's
Right.
like, if you focus on like odds or
the odds are like
probability,
it's the truth, and really to be like really successful in like any field. But like I remember the
especially the
last
arts.
time I have had that feeling of delusion was when I was just a kid and had no idea what the world looked like, and I was like, oh no, I'm gonna be like a pop star, like I'm
Yeah.
gonna be famous, like, and I'm gonna do this there's no plan B. And then you start to get older, and then you start to go broke. And you
Yep.
start to realize like your family dynamic, like, can I do this without my family? Do I know how to pay my car insurance, my health insurance? Can I maintain a creative freelance career and pay rent? I can't. This is hard. There's no way in hell I'm going to be able to do this unless I get one crazy lucky break. You start to really, really shrink and shrink and shrink.
Yeah, dude.
From that. It's that feeling of being fearless when you're a kid and going down Black Diamond when you're skiing versus now when you're an adult and being like, I could break my face and all my legs and I'm not doing that, you know?
Absolutely.
So you start to, the fear kicks in and the reality check kicks in, and just, but
And it's
when
the
you
killer
get
of
one
dreams.
little lucky thing every now and then, one little boost, you just have to like grasp on for dear life. And,
yeah, you
and
grab onto the
pretend.
courage, you grab onto
Yeah.
the fucking
Even the little
inspiration that it
things,
gives you.
Like, I mean, even before TikTok, we're doing two studio sessions a day, night sessions, getting the text being like, this rapper wants you to come in. And I'm like, holy shit, okay, I'm awake, just get up, go. That was my second session of the day, and I'm there all night, and nothing happens with the song. You just keep going, and that was the spark you needed for the week. And I
for
remember
real.
my first cut writing for someone else was Paris Hilton. Ironically, it was a song called Best Friend's Ass.
Wow.
And I was just so excited that Paris Hilton and Kim Kardashian were in a music video singing something that I had DNA on.
Yeah.
And that got me through like 3 months
Yeah.
of just pure excitement. So you got to hold on.
It's real. You got to hold on to those wins. I mean, talking about like our interaction, like a little TikTok with you was a little juice for me.
Yeah.
Working on your music video was a little, like I said, a little reminder of like, oh, I can do this,
I
and
love
I
this.
love doing
Yeah.
this, and like I want to do this.
Yeah, and there's potential in it. Like, it's like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, I see the vision. We're going to do a TikTok here, and then I'm going to post something. When people click my name, they're going to come over to me, and I'm going to post something new into the world and see what happens. It's exciting.
Yeah, because man, the fear is the killer, and like
Yeah.
when you start checking reality a little too hard, and then looking inward too hard, I mean, the not enough core feeling can come up big,
Right.
or I can't do this, I'm not capable, or whatever that is. I've definitely like dealt with a lot of that
I'm
the
sure you
last
have.
X amount of years.
Your whole life, you're
yeah.
an actor. That is such a hard job. Like,
Yeah.
I have all the respect for your biggest actors and your smallest actors. Like,
Yeah.
it's just constant fear of rejection, and you're always performing
Yeah.
constantly. And I mean, I think about, there was an era of me thinking it'd be a good opportunity to even just start auditioning for things, and the pure anxiety, just like, you put your heart and soul into even just a tape,
Yep.
and it's just like no answer.
Exactly.
You know, that is just like,
Yeah, not even rejection, just silence.
just silence is like
Just-
even worse than rejection.
Just silence.
Yeah.
Just nothing.
Oh God, that is a hard job, and especially when you have to commit the way you commit.
Yeah.
Like,
It's you have to be delusional to go after
yeah,
it.
you do.
And that's okay. It's like that's all right.
Yeah.
You can't like
As long as you have the stamina for it.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
just constant ups and downs and creative. That's just it.
That's why I get when people have done it for a long time and say, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, it's hard.
Because holding on to your sanity when just the natural rhythm of pursuing this is so up and down
Yeah.
emotionally, financially, mentally, spiritually.
Spiritually too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the natural thing is you're going to cycle through your inner hell and then being like, no, I got it. I'm fine. I know the vision. I know the path.
Right.
And then you're like, do I know the path? I think I might be a piece of shit and no one loves me
exactly.
and I can't
That's
do this.
Pretty much my entire week. And, and I would say that I'm having like a good year, but I am like, honestly, like in any phase.
I know.
It's funny. I had a creator friend over last night and we were talking about, I mean, just you have to keep pulling yourself back to the fact like that you are a successful creator. Like here I am doing it. But even when you have these like peaks of, your views are low or like people are disapproving of you in comments, or you see a video pop up of you on TikTok and it's not a kind one, and you have a world of haters. The more you grow, I have gone into some very, very dark places, like places of how to escape. Like, where's the farthest I can run to? Yeah. Like away from this and just stop. Yeah. And without everyone in the world being disappointed in me, Yeah. Including, you build a team. Like if you were to just get up right now and be like, okay, bye guys, we're done with the podcast and I don't want to ever do it again. Everyone would just be sitting here like,
right. There's a team helping.
Devon,
yeah.
We're depending on you.
Yeah. There's an interdependent. Yeah. It's not just you.
Yeah. It's not after a certain point, but no, it is you do have to have the stamina. And as creatives, if you're a creative out there listening, you have to commit like emotionally and spiritually to the idea that nothing is ever going to be linear in creativity. Like it'll never be, we can just exist in this happy, comfortable place. There is always going to be a low that you're going to hit. I'm always prepping myself emotionally for the low, which makes the highs less high. Yep. That was something I had to experience on this Jingle Ball tour is you're playing arenas. It is a dream come true. Like the Garden was a dream come true. Dude. Right? And that's everything I ever dreamed of and more. Yeah. But when I got up on that stage, I had glimpses of the excitement and that feeling of like, this is the best day of my life. Yeah. But the overall feeling was not allowing yourself to get too excited because this is work still. And this is very cool. You accomplished this, but don't feel that high to an extreme unhealthy level. It should all be like, this is awesome. I get to do what I love. You have to stay linear while your career is not. Like, if that makes sense. Life
kind of like forced that balance on me a couple times in the last X amount of years. Years back, I was premiering this movie in Mexico, and I thought the movie was going to do a lot better than it did. It ended up not doing anything. But the premiere for it, it was like a 2-week premiere party event in Mexico
just
in
all
3
celebration.
cities. Big celebration. Yeah. The movie took 4 years to get done. Like it was a high point. And like we're just being like toured around Mexico. Everyone's kissing our ass. Like right. Real high point. I was excited about the movie. I was excited about my work in it. We were like on stage with Steve Aoki in a fucking stadium in Mexico City. Whoa. Like insanity, right? Yeah. While that week was going down, I got a phone call that my parents were getting divorced.
Oh, oof.
Yeah.
Devon.
So.
I'm sorry, dude.
Yeah. I mean, this is years ago now, but
it's life. It's life.
Yes, and it was one of the highest weeks of my life simultaneously with the most devastating news in my life. Yeah. And it was happening simultaneously. So it actually it made me a little crazy, but it gave me that space of looking at, wow, here is the full spectrum of my life. Here it is.
Right. And that it's not just you. Yeah. Like it's almost impossible as a human to not get wrapped up in like attention, right? Like when you're getting all this love, you're like, it's the pressure and it's also like you get excited, like naturally,
dude, I was a little grateful for the low I was experiencing at the same time because it's really grounding. Yeah. I could feel this was an independent Mexico movie that I had hopes would be semi-decent, right? Yeah. I still like the movie and I like my work in it. It just didn't go anywhere or do anything. I just got to say, it just didn't do anything for me. Right. But getting all that attention on that premiere tour, I could feel like my feet lifting off the ground. Yeah. Like I could feel, this is how people start to get disconnected from reality
like, this
and
is
start to believe that they are bigger and better and more important. Like I could feel my own fucking ego, like my heels coming off the ground. Yeah. But because of the low I was experiencing, it was like, hey man, nope. bam,
Right.
here's life for you.
Right.
So I get how people who get real famous real fast.
Like kids. That's why I've always been so impressed with you, is like you've always kept a healthy balance of work out in LA when like you were a kid when you were experiencing a huge amount of success.
Yeah.
And if you didn't have like the resources or people around you that love you that like to keep you grounded, that you can be in a terrible place naturally. Like it's not even like
I know it's not
fault.
even your fault.
Like
that's what I felt on that tour. Was like, oh, this is a natural thing that happens. Of
course it is.
It
like,
inflates the fuck out of your ego, and it's hard to not if you don't have people
it's all
around
you're seeing and hearing all day long, and then all of a sudden you realize, oh, things like divorce happen around me and people are going through their own issues. You get off a tour, you're like, oh, everyone's life went on after I just had all these screaming people and all this drama and chaos around me at all times. It's not even just like the love. It's that feeling of how important what you're doing is. Like there's so much importance what's going on, and then you realize everything's important.
The world's massive.
All around us. Like it's not us, and that's why the lows can be super devastating for me. Like, that is why it's like when you come home and everything's quiet and you lose all of that momentum. Yeah, that is a pretty terrible emotional place to be in if you're not looking at every day like I'm lucky to have woken up and that's it. Like, you know?
Yeah, it's why you got to surround yourself with like really good people who know you, who know really you and want the best for you as a person, not you as the fucking.
And it's okay for that
force.
Group of people to be very tiny.
Yeah.
Does not have to be a posse of yes guys. And
no, it shouldn't be.
It never, no matter how hard I try, like my circle of honest, loving human beings that care about me for real and I care about them, it's like maybe 5 people.
Yeah.
Like
you guys got a cool ass friend crew though. I know some of your circle.
Yeah,
you got good people.
That's true. Well, it's actually it's inspiring to be around other creatives, like people that are in your field. Like something I'm going through right now is there's a girl I babysit on TikTok and well, not just on TikTok. I babysat her like way before for years out here to pay for groceries, and then pandemic hit. We did a video together because she wanted to prove to her friends that her babysitter was TikTok famous. Yeah. And she ended up blowing up on TikTok, over 1 million followers. People love her.
I saw that.
But it's really hard in school because kids can be really mean when other kids are having success. And I don't know how to help her because I feel like guilt that I like gave her this thing that she didn't ask for. And I'm just like, it sucks. But I'm also like, hey, a cool option would be to put her in school or with a performing arts school or kids that also have career ambitions like she does. She wants to like be a creator. She wants to take singing lessons, all these things. Yeah. And she's starting to hit a point where kids around her don't understand what she's doing and they'll try to pull her down. And that's just life. That's everywhere you go. It's not just in the high school or middle school. Yep. You have to surround yourself with other people with the same energy. So yeah, same respect, aspirations, same understanding. Yeah. That's so cool. Yeah. I saw her. She like played with you at Jingle Ball, right? She is. Yeah. She's come on a lot of the dates on the tour. I get really stressed out during press and red carpets, especially now on TikTok. You see snippets, like out of context snippets of people's like very cringy red carpet moments. So I'm really self-conscious. Don't say anything so cringy that someone's going to take and it's going to go viral and you're going to be an idiot for that. Mm-hmm. So when I get on there, I'm like shaking and barely myself. And then she just gets on with me one day and she just took over. And I was like, oh, I love you, kid. You're such a rock star. She's your little shield on the red carpet. She literally handled for me. I was like, I'm bringing you everywhere from now on. Thank you so much. People love you. I love this. Yeah. That's that kid, delusional, fearless. Exactly. It's good. No, it's exactly. Good. It's good to have. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Good for her. Yeah. Have you announced your tour yet? I have not, but you know about it. Yeah. Oh my God. I know I have not, but I'm doing that next week. So cool. Well, by the time this is out, then so okay, we can talk about it because this won't be next week. We're doing a tour with friends, which is very cool because I've never done that before, and it's with Big Time Rush and our homie Max, which is awesome, and it's gonna be really fun. That's like some arenas too, which is awesome. That's amazing. I had Kendall on recently. Kendall's an old friend of mine.
And
He's great.
and I had Spencer Sutherland, who opened on Big Time Rush's last tour.
Oh, sick. I
Yeah.
love Spencer. We ran into Spencer at Max's last show, actually.
Okay.
Small circle of people out here.
Super small
so all the
circle. Yeah,
creatives.
Spencer's ridiculous. I
Yeah.
love his voice
Crazy
so
talented.
much. It's stupid.
Yeah, so unique. We've had one very awkward session because it was pandemic time, and it wasn't anyone's fault other than the delay on Zoom. And we like couldn't get the delay down. We were like, every time we tried to do something, it was like 4 seconds behind. And
Yeah,
we're like,
no,
we have to end this call and end the session.
No,
I
you
love
have
you.
to do. I don't know how people like do that.
Oh,
over
I gave
Zoom.
up so fast.
Absolutely.
Like,
No,
I was like,
there's
I hate
latency.
this. This is weird.
No, screw that.
So not intimate. But yeah, Spencer's so dope. Spencer, if you're listening, we should get back in.
Yeah,
We need
you
redemption.
hear that?
We need a redemption.
Hit Jax up.
I'd love to
I'll
write.
make the connect.
Love to write for you.
And so you said you haven't done a tour like this before?
No, I mean, I've done sporadic tours. I guess last year was Chaos Tour because it was Jingle Ball, so it was like 0 to 100,
Yeah.
right? And all of the people I've fangirled over my entire life. And then before that was radio promo. So I was
Yeah.
hopping from bigger markets, smaller markets, station to station across the country, living on an airplane with like not a lot of structure.
Wow.
Just acoustic things.
Yeah.
And then I've done mini tours out of vans my entire life. So this is like an actual, I have a bus and
Yo.
a solid crew.
Yo.
My girls behind me, like,
Yo.
I don't like Jess Bowen, Andrea, where they're like, I have an awesome girl band, which is really
Let's
fun.
go.
Feels powerful on stage. We have a crazy synergy, and my friends are going to be riding with us. So.
Dude, congratulations.
And Max has a baby, so that'll like fill that void for me.
Oh yeah, you'll be able to stare at your fiance
Yeah,
with
like-
the baby.
The death stare. Come on.
Clock's ticking.
Yeah, seriously.
Hop in the bunk on the bus.
I was asking Emily, Max's wife, I was like, so how many dates you guys hopping on? She's like, oh, probably like a little bit. And I was like a little lot, a bit? Like, how many? Like, you could do the whole thing. Like, I babysit. I am a known babysitter. Like, that's what I do.
Yeah.
We'll write songs.
I think you might be a little busy.
You know, I'm never too busy for the babies.
All right.
I love babies so much. Baby fever is real.
Look away, Brave.
I
He's
just
shaking his
feel
head.
him sweating right
I
now,
know,
yeah.
me too. I'm sweating for him.
Come on, wimps. It's fine. We're gonna have such a cool kid. Maybe they're gonna be ginger, probably. So much red hair.
It's gonna be
so
beautiful.
excited.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
My sister just had a baby. So I'm a
Really?
new uncle.
Mazel tov.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm
We
heading
gotta
down.
see pictures after this.
I'm heading down to Australia soon to go meet her.
Oh my
my
god,
sister
they're in
lives in
Australia.
Australia. Yeah.
Whoa.
Gonna have Australian nieces and nephews.
So cute.
Little
Their
Aussie
accents.
babies,
Oh my
yeah.
god. Wait, let me hear your accent.
How you going?
How-
Yeah. How you going, you fucking cunt? That's the
Is
real
that a
one.
thing?
That's the real one.
They
Yeah, that's how
do-
Aussies talk. I'm
See,
sorry, guys.
Honestly, no, cunt is my favorite word.
Honestly, that is how Aussies talk.
It's
how
my
you going,
favorite
you
word
fucking
because
cunt?
it's so powerful here. And I realize all my British friends.
British and
all,
Aussie. No, it's like
they say it like it's nothing. They say
Yeah,
it
yeah.
like we say it, yo,
like we say
asshole.
bro
Like,
or yeah. I
like,
mean, it's standard.
they say
practice.
the C word like we say idiot.
Yeah.
And I literally I get the shivers every time my producer says it. He drops it like it's nothing.
Yeah.
But that's why it's my favorite word here is because it still holds so much weight
I
here.
know.
Not a lot of words hold that much weight.
No,
So
it
if you
makes-
said it, you meant it, like.
Yeah, no, and there it's just in passing. It's just like
Yeah, that's not a
everyone's
word
that.
there. That's not important, but yeah.
But yeah, I kind of love the accent, and I'm stoked. I'm gonna have like little nieces and nephews. I mean, I don't know. I'll
They
see
know
what
your
their second
Ned?
baby is. No, what? She doesn't know anything. She doesn't know the color blue. She's,
There's only one.
yeah, there's
so
only
far.
one.
Okay.
She's 4 weeks old. She doesn't know what her face is
You
yet.
have to just start sitting her down. I'm thinking of the Dahmer TikTok where they're he's pointing to
This
watch
is-
this.
That's declassified.
This is the survival guide and the only survival guide you'll ever need.
No, I'm so stoked. I just want her to know me and know that I love her. It's difficult knowing now. I've always missed my sister. She's so far away.
Yeah.
But it's difficult now being
There's a
I want to
baby.
see this kid a lot, you
Yeah.
know? And I can only get down there so much. It's quite far.
Is this your cue to leave LA and go to Australia?
No.
I mean,
no,
we
I'm
could
sta-
you could move
no, I
this
love LA.
podcast.
I
to-
love LA. My sister says it, but no, I love LA. I'm staying here.
Yeah, she's got to come to you.
Yeah.
Come on, sis.
Yeah.
Get that baby out here.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I'm staying in LA. But
my
I'll get
gosh.
down to Australia a lot. You've
Yeah.
been?
No, I haven't. No, I'm dying though. I really would love to.
You'll
I haven't
end
been to
up
Australia.
there.
I haven't been to New Zealand.
You'll end up there world touring. They have Victoria's Secret in Australia.
Actually, they do.
I know.
Which is like crazy. It's like a weird, like, there's a couple of countries where it's more popular than others, and Australia's like up there, which was bizarre.
It has to be where they have not only Victoria's Secret, but also a stigma around women's bodies.
Yeah, and believe it or not, that's not all countries. So that's one of the things we talk about a lot in what is patriarchal and what wasn't, right? And like what was, where it started, where it originated, what the body type should be.
Yeah.
And there are so many countries that are just so far ahead of us in that, and it's like I get a lot of times in the comments on TikTok, I get Barbados is a place where like curves are so like spotlighted and so like loved and celebrated, and I'm like, God, I wish I would have when I was younger. I'm singing my lyrics now. Yikes! I wish my booty would have been celebrated, because I always had like, you know, a soccer bod, like, and I always wanted this very, very tall body type I never had, because it was that was the only body type that was celebrated. Nothing wrong with that body type, but it was like I felt not pretty my whole life, and there are so many countries that there are countries where it's like, if you are like a thicker body type and you have like, you're proud of your cellulite and like all these things, like that it is symbolic for your wealth.
Exactly.
Like, where it's like, it means that
you can afford
you're
more
successful.
calories.
Yeah, literally, pretty much. Like,
I know.
you can afford to, you know, feed yourself, and like it's the symbol of like a successful female. Like, and that's pretty cool to me. We don't really have that right now,
I hate that that's been a perpetuated belief for so many young women, because I will say, coming from a dude's side, some dudes hold that attraction where they're more attracted to skinny, but I know plenty of dudes where like that's not even a major thing.
I swear to you, before I had written and released Victoria's Secret, I did not trust a word out of my fiance's mouth when he was like, I love your butt. Like, I just like, I just love grabbing onto your thighs. You know, like, he loved my curves.
Yes.
And I was like, you don't have to patronize. In my mind, I was like, you don't have to tell me that just because
you're making me
you
feel
know
better.
Exactly. I'm like, I know you know. I'm full body dysmorphia. Every eating disorder in the book, you name it, I've had it. And when I look in the mirror, I'm like, had grown up disgusted with it, right?
Yeah.
And like, looking in the mirror, I find every single day something wrong.
Yeah.
And when he's like, oh God, I love you, I'm so attracted to this, I literally it's like the same thing as consoling me.
Yeah.
Like, and then when Victoria's Secret came out and I was privy to all these stories, and I got a million different body types in my feed all day long because my algorithm swapped over.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, these girls are hot. And then I was like, I know they're hot. I know they're beautiful, right?
Right.
I'm like, maybe he actually means it, like, when he loves my curves. And then all of a sudden, like, the goggles like kind of started to shift into neutrality. I wouldn't say like I'm just looking in the mirror going, damn girl, but I'm definitely not in a place right now where I'm angry like I was before and feeling gross. And I think that like he tells me every guy he knows loves the curves. They love someone to grab onto. I mean, Meghan Trainor was the first to say it.
Yeah, for
she
real.
Was like, what was it? Boys like a little more booty to hold at night. And that's like, God, it's really true. He loves the little booty to hold at night. So.
It's real. Guys don't guys don't have the same perception that's been put on and conditioned into young girls, young women.
Well, that's where the sick part comes in. That's where like the anger comes in, where it took me a second to figure it out. But once I kind of got it all on paper and tried to write this song for years and couldn't, until I had spoken with Chelsea, right? It's a war on women. And it's a war on people in general, like your consumer. But it really is a war on women when you have a boardroom full of predominantly older men in a room deciding what beauty is, knowing very well that there is a mass amount of people that would find diversity in body types attractive. Like, if you know you can make money by diversifying your marketing,
right?
Saying I could actually make a lot of money and be very successful if I have all different body types, like wearing my clothes, right? And you still choose to only feature one body type in efforts to keep people feeling like they need to do more and they need to keep opening up their wallets. I need to keep living up to this expectation. That's war. That's like really dark.
Yeah.
That's intentionally giving people issues to capitalize on it.
Yeah.
And that's where the real anger came from in the
Yeah.
song. I know the song is like, it's cheesy and it's goofy. I didn't want it to be a sad thing. I wanted kids to hear it and laugh.
Yeah.
And laugh at this stupid fucking idea that you had to look like one thing.
Yeah.
And you had to keep paying money to do it and keep asking your mom to like put their credit card down so you can look like this. And this is what hot is. This is sexy. This is beauty. And it's one thing. And then you have a million companies just kind of doubling down and pandering now that they've all been caught.
Yep.
So there's like this weird middle ground, like of finding the right honest branding, right?
Yep.
But I definitely feel that like opening kids' eyes at this stage in the game when they're this young and they're kind of starting to feel a little darkness or feel a little insecure about what they should look like versus how beautiful they are. I think that it's so important right now to make sure they are aware of the scam.
Yeah.
And I think that will shift branding. I don't think I'll never single-handedly do it. In fact, I didn't start it. Like everyone's like, you did something. I'm like, I didn't do shit. I put melody to a movement that already existed, but at least I'm hoping that it gets stuck in their head enough where they believe it when they sing it.
I think it will. Music is super powerful in that way. If you're singing something over and over again, what you're saying, your cells are receiving.
Right.
Your brain, your awareness is
like
receiving.
a little melodic billboard that the same thing that they're passing on the street every day and seeing this like one thing. But dude, I think we're changing for the. I mean, we have so much work to do, but like I think we're headed in a better direction.
It's so good. I'm really stoked to see it. It's so. I mean, this is part of growing up anyway. Is as teenagers when we're developing, when you're young, like you develop complexes, you develop lenses that you see yourself and the world through. And this is part of maturing. This is part of becoming an adult. Is
growing up? You mean?
This is part of growing up.
Did you guys know that we are in the hills right now? Like this is not a green screen.
That's not a green screen. That's a window.
We are growing up, and we did this just for the show.
But really, it is part of growing up is figuring out which lenses and what part of my conditioning like doesn't serve me, isn't for me,
isn't real.
Is made up. Is made
literally.
up for someone else's motive.
Motive too.
And figuring out, like you said you got back to neutral. That's good. You don't need to put on a lens that's the other side of thinking
I'm amazing, I'm the best, and I'm hottest in the world.
Hopefully you get to that place of self-love naturally, but you just want to remove the conditioning. You want to remove those lenses because, man, we call them blind spots. You won't even realize that you're seeing the world through them and they're hindering you. Like you said, you couldn't receive the genuine love your boyfriend was giving you for your body. You couldn't even receive that love because of this fucking conditioning.
You're so right. And life has been actually far more sexy since the release of the song. When I felt good about me and I was able to like let that in, things have gotten definitely sexier.
Yo,
I'll leave it there.
I love that for you and for
me,
everyone, Jax.
Not for the children, but for me.
That brings me so much joy. Life getting sexier is a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, we actually do talk about like the importance of exercise and the importance of, because I'm not like the person that's like be unhealthy. I get a lot of that side of critique after the song. Like I have all sides of every end of the spectrum being like, you're encouraging kids to not exercise. And I was like, I don't think that's the point of this song.
I don't think it's ever referenced.
That's bizarre that you say that.
Yeah.
I think you might be encouraging kids to not exercise.
Yeah.
I think exercise is, meditation's important.
Yeah.
Cardio is important.
Yeah.
Like we feel better
being healthy
when we're
is
working
important.
out together, we eat clean. When we're eating cleaner, we feel better about ourselves. We're happier. We're smiling.
Yeah.
We're more into each other. You know, it's just like the human health aspect of things. But like, but I've also gone in a dark extreme place where I was literally, I would not have left the gym if I was 2 steps behind on the mark I was supposed to miss on this hit on the stair climber of like 1,000 flights, 526 calories, which I knew that would make with my body mass index put in and all these like things, when it actually made zero difference if I was going to hit those 2 steps, but it became serious illness.
Yeah.
And I convinced myself that was
what
healthy
matters.
exercise.
Yeah.
I convinced myself that was like a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah.
Because I was like, well, I'm not bulimic right now. I'm
Right.
not in my technical anorexia phase of life.
Right.
You know, I'm not sticking my fingers down my throat again. Like
Right.
I'm not doing all these things, but I'm healthy. I'm exercising. I'm going to the gyms. That's nothing.
That's healthy.
Yeah, right. Like
But
I'm
not
up
if
at
it's
6
like-
a.m. once for the gym, and if I didn't meet the calorie mark, I was back there at night after my studio session. But I booked Planet Fitness, not because it was cheap, but because it was 24 hours.
Right.
And I was like, because I can wake up at 3 a.m. in a pure panic that I'm hideous and go to the gym.
Yeah.
Like that's not healthy either.
No,
There's
I
like-
think if exercise is coming from a place of hating your body,
Yeah.
if it's coming from a place of self-loathing, it doesn't matter how strong
Right.
or beautiful your body gets, quote unquote. If it's coming from a place of you self-loathing,
Yeah.
then it's not healthy because self-loathing isn't healthy.
Right. No, you shouldn't be doing anything to cure yourself.
Yeah.
hatred. You should-
Exercise to get strong. Exercise to give to your body.
Yeah, yeah.
Exercise to
Totally.
fucking
To glow.
give to yourself to get
Yeah.
stronger. Getting stronger feels good.
Yeah.
Moving your body anyways is necessary.
By the way, if there's anybody listening right now that's dealing with that balance of not being able to control whatever cognitive thing is going on with your body when you go to the gym and you're witnessing numbers on machines and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and it's actually out of hand, there's nothing you could do when you get there, because that's really even to this day, I canceled my gym membership entirely. I will run when I feel like I need to run because I am a runner.
Yeah.
But something that really, really helped me was yoga, because yoga is a spiritual experience. Even when you're doing cardio style yoga, like hot yoga and sculpt and all those things, you're still feeling like you're shaping in the way you want to shape, but you're not sitting there meticulously calculating things. You're in classes that are structured for you. You're with people. You're feeling their energy.
And you're focusing on just the form of your body.
Yeah, the form of your body. You're breathing.
Yep.
And it gets you through, and it serves you throughout your day. So like yoga was really helpful, and it kept me in the shape I wanted to be in simultaneously without freaking out. You know?
So dope.
So I don't know about you, but
I will say I don't do yoga, but I do work out consistently, and I need it for my mental health. I need it for my physical health. I think it's so fucking important, and it just keeps me sane.
Yeah.
Because I will say, like, not just women, men grow up with body dysmorphia as well. I definitely like have to work on looking in the mirror and feeling enough, right? Like we all grow up with ideals. We get fed ideals. And sometimes it's not even coming from a company. Sometimes, like I grew up with a lot of my best friends growing up were a couple years older than me. So they just hit puberty before me. So they had muscles and I was like this little stocky, little chubby kid. Yeah. And like, so for me, I was always not the body type.
Right.
And it took me a lot of years. I eventually saw like a photo one time of me at Burning Man with my shirt off, and I saw it years later, and I saw the photo, and I remember what I felt like at the time, what I felt my body looked like.
Yeah.
And then I saw myself in that photo, and I was like, that's like an attractive young man. Like,
yeah, totally.
Oh, can I fucking stop hating myself?
Isn't
Can
that
I
crazy?
stop looking in the mirror and feeling not enough?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Like,
God, that's a crazy. I know exactly the feeling
that
you're
feeling
having.
is insane. It's
when
so
you remember how
liberating.
you felt in that photo versus when
Yes.
you look back at that photo and you're like, damn, why did I feel like this? That's just a great picture. Every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is an everyday thing. Just trying to see yourself neutrally and just let yourself be enough.
Your cool temple of a body that is the only body you're ever gonna have.
Exactly. That comes from your genetics, like comes from your ancestor. Like all of us got given these bodies too. Like, you know, I've got like features of my mom, my dad, like it's all in there. So yeah, just being grateful for this little body and treating it right. I try to. Jax, you're the shit.
You're the shit.
Everyone go listen to all of Jax's wonderful music and her TikToks and
everybody go listen to all the segments of Growing Up.
Yeah, thanks. This has been fun. It's so great like catching up with so many friends who like I kind of love and respect and getting to talk long form in this format. It's been really
we got to like
fun.
be real people in not 30 seconds.
Exactly.
Really nice. You're right. I needed it actually more than you realize. So thank you for having me.
Thanks for being
It
here.
is an honor to be here, and I cannot wait to see you thrive in 2023.
Likewise. You crushed that tour with the Big Time Rush boys.
You better be there.
I'll be there.
You should come up on stage.
Yo, let me know.
Okay, dope.
Be there in a second.
Dope. I can write a little
ditty?
piece.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's
I'm
go.
in.
You heard it here first.
Yeah. Well, stay tuned for the part 2.
Stay tuned.
Dun dun. Was that like the TMZ sound? I'm gonna shut the fuck up now.
It was. You cut
Anyway.
it out. Thanks, Jeff.
Oh my gosh, thank you. That was so fucking fun.
Great job.
You're a beast. You're so good at this.
Thanks.